Nobody should be forced to stick with a career they started in childhood. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 child stars who quit Hollywood. For this list, we're looking at young actors who eventually left the world of showbiz to follow different paths. Number 10. Ariana Richards.
It's a unit system. I know this. It's all the files of the whole park. It tells you everything.
As Jurassic Park's Lex Murphy, Richards had to contend with velociraptors, among other life-threatening dangers. Maybe it was the demanding nature of this role that caused her to move on only a few years later.
Come on, up here, girl. Come on. Up here. God bless you!
Richards attended Skidmore College and, after graduation, continued studies at the Art Center College of Design, honing her skills as an artist and painter. Though it might seem strange to abandon a successful film career to work in an equally challenging domain, painting is in her blood. Her ancestor was Carlo Crivelli, who was an artist of note during the Renaissance. Richards' work has been recognized by awards from the National Professional Oil Painting Competition and the Art of the West's Award of Excellence.
Yes! Yes! This is it!
Number 9. Barrett Oliver. Barrett Oliver is most recognizable for his star turn in the hit film The Neverending Story, but his own Hollywood story came with an expiration date.
Now, Bastian, you're old enough to get your head down out of the clouds and start keeping both feet on the ground, right?
Okay.
By the time he was 16, the Saturn Award-winning actor's career was over, and he found other ways to distinguish himself.
I will do what I dream!
Like Ariana Richards, Oliver followed a career path into the visual arts, becoming a printer and a photographer. Oliver has special expertise in 19th century printing techniques that are somewhat obscure. He even wrote a book about one of them, a process known as Woodbury type, which was well received in art circles. Number 8. Lisa Jakub.
It's just a mask. And this is a bodysuit. I didn't have any operations or anything.
It's good.
Yeah.
Lisa Jakub had an interesting on-screen career, appearing in a number of smaller films, as well as smash hits like Mrs. Doubtfire and Independence Day.
What's that? Let's get out of here, come on.
After graduating from college, she ultimately decided she wanted more out of life than show business could give her.
How do you like it?
Nice. It's okay. Detestable.
Hey, just give me some time. I'm not too comfortable with this new lifestyle.
Neither are we.
Jakub suffers from anxiety attacks and depression, but found that yoga helps her deal with these issues. As a yoga teacher, she now gets to share that passion with others. Furthermore, Jakub has become a blogger and writer, even penning her own memoir. Number 7. Josh Saviano. Contrary to a popular internet rumor, the guy who played best friend Paul on the beloved sitcom The Wonder Years did not grow up to be glam rocker Marilyn Manson. Far from it, as a matter of fact.
No way.
Yes way.
You're lying.
No, you don't think I'd do that?
Look me in the eye and say you'd do that.
Josh Saviano, who apparently never had any intentions of making acting his life's work, seems to have been as smart as his on-screen counterpart.
See, well, I thought we were talking quality, not quantity.
He graduated from Yale with a degree in political science, then got his JD from Yeshiva University. Saviano is now a lawyer and the head of his own law firm. He also started a consulting business that partners with artists who are looking to make the transition from individual artists to branded business.
Because things change, Kev. I've changed.
Number 6. Mara Wilson.
Look at that face. You remind me of Stuart Little, one of the most honorable creatures in all of literature. Do you know that book, Stuart Little?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
This young star of Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda still takes the occasional acting role, but for the most part, her Hollywood days are behind her, and she seems perfectly happy with that.
And Matilda found, to her great surprise, that life could be fun, and she decided to have as much of it as possible. After all, she was a very smart kid.
In more recent years, her roles have primarily taken the form of voiceover work, in addition to appearances on web series.
I'm totally like a left brain person, so it's very much the kind of thing that I like to do. I was just on BoJack Horseman. I recorded my audiobook and had a blast.
Mara spends a great deal of her time writing, especially as a blogger, but she's also written a produced play and a memoir of her child star career. She also works for Publicolor, a nonprofit that helps high-risk teens. As someone who's dealt with ADHD and OCD, Wilson also works to raise awareness for mental health. Number 5. Jeff Cohen. As Chunk in 1985's The Goonies, Jeff Cohen was a total scene stealer.
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on! Do it! Come on! Do it!
After being immortalized in the film, however, Cohen left acting just a few years later when offers became less frequent. In high school, Cohen joined his football team to help shed a few pounds, and he eventually graduated from UC Berkeley.
Jeez, mister, you're even hungrier than I am.
Having figured out that lawyers play a highly influential behind-the-scenes role in show business, Cohen went to UCLA and earned his law degree.
You know, what's great about being an entertainment lawyer is that I don't have to audition and I still get to go to the parties. So ultimately, you know, not bad.
Eventually, Hollywood Reporter named him one of their top 35 executives under 35 years of age. Number 4. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
I'm staying here. If you go to sleep, I'll give you a cookie. I already have one.
Anyone alive during the 1990s knows that Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were positively on fuego during that decade, and they maintained that momentum for the first few years of the new millennium.
We're two super duper snoopers. We love some mystery.
Even before they effectively retired from acting, they had become astute businesswomen, branding their names and likeness on a multitude of products. In the time since, they've most notably become fashion industry icons. They've done enormously well with their various lines, twice winning the Women's Wear Designer of the Year by the Council of Fashion Designers of America. Number 3. Danny Lloyd. The image of a cute but slightly odd little boy croaking the word red rum has become an important part of film history.
Red rum. Red rum.
And yet, funnily enough, the little boy in question has done little else in the industry. As a matter of fact, after his memorable performance in the iconic adaptation of The Shining, Danny Lloyd appeared in only one more film, portraying a young G. Gordon Liddy. Perhaps that was enough to scare any child away from acting, but for whatever reason, Lloyd left the screen and seems perfectly happy with that decision.
I'm coming! You can't get away!
He now teaches biology at a college in Kentucky. Number 2. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was an absolute phenomenon in her youth.
You're here and I'm here. We're marking time here. Well, where is Broadway?
She ruled the box office from 1935 to 1938 as the #1 star in America. Her cheerful optimism, can-do attitude, and amazing skill at performing won the hearts of audiences the world over. Temple continued acting as a teenager and even beyond, but her special magic seemed tied to her childhood years.
I can dance all around with the greatest of ease. I can jump from the ground to the tops of the trees.
And so, being a public, spirited individual, Temple turned to politics. She was chosen to be a delegate to the United Nations General Assembly and went on to be appointed as a U.S. ambassador to both Czechoslovakia and Ghana.
That makes you wonder, can she grow up? Can she cease to be the cutesy moppet of 40 years ago? But that's our problem, not hers. Ambassador Shirley Temple Black is as confident a diplomat and lady as you'll find anywhere.
Temple also served for some time as the first woman to be named the Chief of Protocol of the United States. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jake Lloyd.
You're a slave? I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
Playing a young Anakin Skywalker in the first Star Wars prequel would seem a dream come true for a young actor, but Jake Lloyd only appeared in 2 more films after that, perhaps because he'd become so strongly identified with that Star Wars character. Sadly, Lloyd has not had an easy life in the years since.
And you would have seen a lot of the world, a lot of red carpet.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was that like back in the day?
It was cool. It was the red carpet experience. I'm not a big fan of cameras anymore, but it's awesome. It was fun.
He was bullied by many other children because of his high-profile role, and later gained all the wrong kind of attention for a reckless driving incident. Lloyd also was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia, and while reportedly off his meds, attacked his mother in 2015, and eventually served time in jail, including confinement in a psychiatric facility. Here's hoping that Lloyd can find both health and happiness in the future.
You're a funny little boy. How do you know so much?
I listen to all the traders and star pilots who come through here. I'm a pilot, you know, and someday I'm gonna fly away from this place.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.